It is currently the evening of the 12th of September 2016. Typhoon Meranti still tracking off towards the west, headed towards the Luzon Strait, but southern Taiwan and northern Luzon could be directly impacted by this monster of a storm, rapidly intensifying throughout the day today. You see that center of circulation here on the visible satellite imagery, a very defined eye and eye wall. But in the bigger scope of thing, you have that outflow moving in from the north and also from the south. That's kind of those wispy clouds you see on this imagery moving away from the storm. And of course, that inflow coming in, which is providing moisture. So lungs, that big exhaust aloft, moisture down low, sea surface temperatures 30 to 32 degrees Celsius. That's why this has moved upwards of 100 gusting 140 knots here during the evening hours. But the Japan Meteorological Agency expects this to drop another 10 hectopascals down to 910 HPA. The JTWC, the Joint Typhoon Warning Center, is expecting winds about 135 knots sustained coming out of this. Right now, JMA is a gusting 140. They're expecting that about sustained winds as it moves across southern areas of Taiwan. I'm expecting them to shift the track a little bit further towards the south to kind of reflect what all the other agencies are saying out here right now. But still, that's going to be close enough to bring some rough weather for southeastern Taiwan. Similar areas that were actually pretty much directly impacted by Typhoon Napartak back in early July. Remember, that flipped cars, damaged buildings, caused flooding, and even landslides. And really, that is often the case whenever you have typhoons moving close to Taiwan. So those mountains, they just squeeze out the moisture, and it causes all sorts of problems. I think that high-pressure ridge towards the north should keep it a little bit further towards the south, though. And that's kind of the good news coming out from this. Actually, let's take a look at what the ECMWF
is saying now using our MeteorWeather app. Great application if you like using graphical weather analysis or anything like that. I think this is one of the best ones out there and also fairly inexpensive. Check it out at your app store. From Monday into Tuesday, you can watch this moving right over the Batanes Islands. That's this chain of islands between Taiwan and Luzon, part of the Philippines, actually. They're going to be taking the brunt of this storm, expecting those winds sustained of 135 knots out there. The good news, that area is used to typhoons. They're one of the most typhoon-prone locations. Same with northeastern Luzon and southeastern Taiwan. That's actually the big thing for this area. As long as people make the preparations ahead of time, they don't get laxed in making those preparations, this one should be ride-outable as it pushes by. Just make sure people heed those evacuations and definitely heed the warnings from the local agencies here. I think it should stay north of Cagayan here in northern Luzon, though, and that's some fairly good news. You're on the left semicircle, the left side of the storm, so even further down towards the south into Manila. The only worry I would think from this is maybe some of that enhanced monsoonal moisture coming in, wrapping around the southern extent of that storm, really some thunderstorms, but you're going to be missing out on those damaging winds. Also, the southern tip of Taiwan could see some rough weather, maybe some typhoon strength winds, definitely gusting out there, but I still think that rainfall threat is going to be the bigger deal. Okay, let's take a look ahead by Wednesday into Thursday, though, and watch us move over towards Fujian Province and Guangdong. Napartak, a lot of similarities with that storm and this one is that Typhoon Napartak actually caused over 80 casualties here in southeastern China because of the rainfall. Not like Taiwan with the mountains squeezing it out, but widespread low-lying floodplains are a big issue whenever you're talking about a storm system coming into this location. So that's something I really want to watch out for. In Hong Kong, you're probably going to stay towards the west of that center of circulation, but you're still going to see some fairly gusty winds. And if that high pushes it further west, it could come over towards your area. But I'm really counting on a passing trough just located in eastern China. If we can pull it back, you can see that precipitation really stretching all the way over towards Japan, counting on that pulling it north. Not just this storm, but now that we're in the big picture, we also have another low developing, and that's a tropical depression right now that could become a named storm over the coming days and maybe impact the southern Japanese islands, Miyako and Ishigaki-jima, possibly by Friday and Saturday, maybe even Okinawa or northern Taiwan, but the cone's kind of pushing closer towards this area. So right now, still want to watch that, but I think Meranti is our main concern. Take a look at the extended range. This is actually what that next low ECMWF is picking up on it right now. Alright guys, that is all for me on this specific update. Please do check the website. We're putting
Putting plenty of information out there, and not only that, the Facebook page. That's probably the best place to check out for continued updates from westernpacificweather.com, including this video going to be posted there as well. All right, thanks again for watching, and as always, though, stay safe out there.